Hi, I'm Joshua Hamlin, and today I'm going to show you how to make pine pitch glue sticks. This obviously is pine tree, and this stuff dripping out of it is pine sap, pine resin. And this is what we use to make our pine pitch glue. I gathered a bunch of it already in a mussel shell. I didn't want to waste the whole video showing you me gathering it. But this is what we're going to use. How we're going to do it is we're going to get some coals. Bosco, come here. My dog is pissing me off. We're going to get some coals from a fire. We're going to heat this up till it melts. We're going to add something fibrous. Look here. We got grass down here. That'll work if we grind it up. I would prefer to use animal crap if we can find deer crap or something like that. Cow crap works great. You just grind it up and get the small fibers out of it. And we're going to add charcoal to it. And we're going to make some pitch sticks. I'll show you how to use those and what they're for. Alright, we need to go start a fire. Okay, so we got us a little fire here. It's been cooking for a little while to get some coals. But I need some things. I need to do some things. We need charcoal, first off, out of this fire. So here's a branch. You notice that I'm doing this right next to the water on wet earth. There's a reason for that, and that is because I don't want to have to walk too far to cool off my thing. I do want this to be out though. So what I'm going to do is break the coals off into here, and find a couple more pieces to do that with. We just want the charcoal. We want the charcoal to not be burning though, so I'll crush it with a rock. Notice here when I got this fire that I moved all the rocks away. You have to do that, otherwise they could explode, and that's not fun. I know I got hit by one. I was doing a sweat lodge, and I didn't get permission from the elders. I'm a fire keeper, but I still respect the elders and I get permission. Well, I was doing a sweat lodge without their permission back when I was younger, and I used a bunch of rocks to do for heating up in the lodge, and one of the rocks exploded, hit me in the hand, probably broke my finger. It was sore for months. That was a good sign for me. I tore the fire down and didn't do the sweat after all. Now I always get permission from the elders. Okay, we don't need a lot of charcoal, but here's what we got. That's probably enough for what we're doing. If not, we'll get some more. Also, I couldn't find any deer crap. Kind of washes out here pretty often. This is floodplain. But what I did find is up in the branches of the trees, when there's a flood, little pieces of grass get stuck up in there. So I found some dead grass. We're not going to use very much of it, but we have to grind that. All we want is the little tiny fibers. So we'll grind this up, extract the little tiny fibers of it, and then we'll pull all the rest of this junk out of it. Just like this with a stone. These mussel shells are great for every part of this process. Up there, I'm still going to make it smaller, but I'm just showing you my progress. We don't want big chunks in there. Okay, again, we'll take out the big chunks. That'll leave us with really fine little fibers like that. That's going to go into our pitch. Okay. Pine pitch is very flammable. I'm going to show you how to make two different types of pine pitch sticks. Okay, one of them is for fire starting because this stuff is extremely flammable. Here, I'll show you. Watch this. I'm going to take two sticks here. One with a piece of pine pitch on it, which is this one, and one without. And I'm going to stick them into the flames. See the difference? One of them just caught right away. So we're going to make some fire starting pine pitch sticks, and we're going to make some for glue. But because it's so flammable, we can't have fire. We have to crush the fire down. All we can do is heat this on coals. We don't want flames. Flames will ignite it, and ignition we do not want. So we take our shell of pitch and we just set it there on the coals. And we wait. I'll come back in about, it only takes about 3 or 4 minutes, so I'll come back in 3 or 4 minutes when that's all melted and show you what to do then. Keep watching. Okay, notice that this is all melted now. It's starting to boil, so we got to get it out of there. You don't want it to boil, or it'll become too brittle. It hasn't. It's just now completely melted, so it hasn't reached that stage yet. If it does happen, if it does get too brittle, you can always add something like beeswax or a little bit of vegetable oil, animal fat, something like that to it. Oops, I spilled a little bit of it. Notice it has all these little pieces of bark, insects in there. Just scoop out the big stuff. It doesn't hurt too much, but we'll just scoop out the big stuff. Like so. This stuff is really messy, so I don't want to touch it with my hands too much, although I got it all over my fingers already. Look at these are little ant parts. These are little pieces of ants that I'm pulling out. Okay. There's still a lot of little pieces of ants in there, but I don't care about that. I just want the bark out. Now we got our fibers here. I'm going to take them and sprinkle them in there. And our charcoal. I just go by eye, by the way, so I don't know how to tell you about proportions. I'll stir it up. I'll put more in there. I want it to be kind of black. Some more fibers in there. Put them in. Mix it. Charcoal. There's another reason I did this by the water, and I'll show you in a second why that is. Okay, that's our finished mixture right there. Now what we need to do is turn these into pitch sticks. My stir stick will be a good one for that too. I'll use it. So what I'm going to do is carry this down to the water, which is right over there. Thank goodness I don't got to go far. And I got a couple little sticks here. Set this right here. I can find a place to set it where it wants still. Okay, there we go. Alright, for our fire starting sticks, we're going to use the littlest, tiniest ones. We're going to dip them in the mixture, dip them in the water. Dip them in the mixture again, dip them in the water. That's it for the fire starting stick. That's a completed fire starting stick. Set that to the side, and I'll do it to another little piece. Dip it in here, dip it in the water. The water cools it off. This is very waterproof, so it ain't gonna hurt anything. There we go. 2 fire starting sticks. We'll do one more for fire starting. By the way, you don't have to add the charcoal or the fiber for the fire starting sticks, but you do for the glue. Okay, there we go. We got 3 fire starting sticks. Now for the glue sticks. We used a couple bigger pieces for that. The same thing. Dip it in there. Dip it in the water. The water's just cooling it off. That's the purpose of it. Dip it in there. Dip it in the water. Dip it in there. Dip it in the water. Whoa! Like so. It's still a little hot, so let's cool it off. There we go. Shake it a little with your hands, or at least I always do. I like it to look like a Q-tip. Dip it in there again. Dip it in the water. Dip it in there again. Dip it in the water. There we go. Not quite cool enough. Okay. Shake it while it's still a little bit warm. Okay, there's a pitch stick, glue stick, right there. It'll still harden. It's still warm on the inside. The water's only cooling off the outside. Now, what do we use these for? For lots of things. We use these to glue knife blades to handles. We wrap it, of course, in sinew or something like that, or fibers. For sticking arrowheads to arrow shafts. I'm just talking about the shaft. For gluing our wife's lips together, things like that. Pine pitch glue, easy stuff to make, so useful. Thanks for watching.